By the mid-2000s, Bad Boy Records was hemorrhaging major acts like Faith Evans, Total, 112, Craig Mack, and Foxy Brown. Two decades later, nearly all of Sean Combs' artists have left him, leaving only a few like his stepson Quincy Brown, son Christian, and Janelle Monáe on the label. Machine Gun Kelly's last track with Bad Boy was released in February 2024 before he launched his own label, EST19XX, under Interscope. Rolling Stone reached out to numerous former Bad Boy artists to discuss their experiences, but many declined. One artist remarked, "I don't have anything nice to say about my time with Bad Boy. It was not a good experience and one I really don't want to relive." Those who did speak felt their careers were mismanaged, often spending years with the label without releasing music. Curry, who was with Bad Boy from 1997 to 2006, has been particularly vocal about his negative experiences. In his 2009 book, Dancing with the Devil, How Puff Burned the Bad Boys of Hip-Hop, Curry claimed Combs repeatedly promised to produce his solo album, but never allocated a budget. "There are different ways you can kill a person," Curry told Rolling Stone. "I've noticed him kill a lot of people's spirits." However, not everyone shares Curry's sentiment. Singer-songwriter Kalena Harper described joining Combs' group.
Diddy's my superhero. Diddy is my He-Man. And so as a little girl, I would always look at Puff and be like, yo, he's like the coolest brown-skinned guy ever. And, you know, you hear people like, yeah, dancing in the videos, blah, blah. But I was like, yo, you need that energy as an artist. You need somebody to have your back and be getting it. And if we took ourselves as serious, we'd probably be out of here because he believed in the movement, you know? And anyhow, I was freshly signed to EMI. And Big John did the deal, actually. He was the president of EMI at the time. And he was like, came to Rodney Curry's studio and we were like chopping it up. He was like, you know what, you want to go work with Puff? And I was like, when? And he was like, I think it was like a Saturday. And he was like, tomorrow. And I'm like, on a Sunday? He's like, yeah. So he hooked it up and I went over there with Puff. And the crazy thing is I went around the back because, you know, they walked us down past the pool and around to the back where the studio was. And they're playing this record. Boom, 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 boom. That shit beating. So I walked in the room like, what the fuck is this? Oh my God, right? Because I'm captured in the music, like not tripping about Puff being in the other room. All of a sudden he comes in and he just hear me like, oh my fucking God, going crazy to the beat on some K Diddy shit. And he don't got his pants on. He's in his drawers and socks and he's putting pants on. He's like, fuck with his beat. Like, that's how we met. Like, it was just like, like magnetically connected to what this music was doing. And we just started vibing from there. But that's how Strobe Lights with Lil Wayne came out of it. And, you know, that was the first record I wrote for Last Train in Paris. So, yeah, and then we took off from there. When it was time for me to leave, writing on Puff's album, I was like, yo, who are you using for this fucking album? Like, who's gonna be on this album with you? Because this shit is so crazy. I was just so in love with the idea, the concept. It was just out of here. It was different. And he was like brushing his teeth like, I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna use. He was like, let me just think about it. And that night he called me at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. He was like, yo, I can't let you go. Like this little baby that was like 8 months old. And my parents were like, yep. And we got me Shaq. And we need you to go out there and make history. And that's what I did. So Dirty Money came out of me just working hard and just believing God was going to make my dreams come true. And Puff believes the same thing. So we met, I guess. And what was the experience like as a whole?
noting that working with Combs was a positive experience. She suggested that some artists blaming Combs for their stalled careers might be suffering from disgruntled employee syndrome. Over the years, there were rumors of sexual exploitation by Bad Boy A&R executives. Former Bad Boy artist Mark Curry recalls going to the nightclub, with executives and the guys being warned that one half of the bottles of champagne was laced with substances and the other half of bottles of champagne were okay for the guys to drink.
We used to go when we go to the club, we used to have these bottles, right? And on this bottle, they be regular Moet bottles. On them bottles right there, they've been had something to make the girls be real slippery and all of this kind of stuff. So when you get up, they be like, don't touch them bottles right there and only drink them bottles right there. So we already knew what the drill was. You just don't mess with them bottles, right? Then all of the girls is in the club after a while. They all opening up their mouth like little birds. He was running around just popping pills in their mouth. Pop, pill. And then that was the party. But all of the females that was in, that's what they wanted. That was what party. It was part of the hip hop culture. We ain't see nothing wrong with it until Bill Cosby got in trouble. He did one too many. Man, look. Let me tell you something, I mean to cut you, this funny. I used to, we used to be on the road, you'd be like, let me go with my Puff room, see what they doing. And you knock on Puff door, he'd be sitting there damn near butt naked. You ever just had a grown-ass man answer his hotel door butt naked and they'd be like, come on in? You be like, I'll come back. You ever close your eyes, you be like, I guess you're not presentable. And then walk away, because see what happens is, if they be like, come on in, and then you come on in, they be like, this man just came into my room, I'm sitting there butt-ass naked, I told him to come on in, and he came on in. You be like, so what's going on for the day? Acting like you don't notice he there naked. You be like, bro, put some clothes on. What are you doing? I don't want to see you naked. Grown man stuff. Yo, that's kind of disrespectful. So when you get, that's called the test off. How you make sure you breaking in. Yo, call the artist up here to the room, tell him I want to have a meeting by my tub. He be in there by the tub and stuff, soaking and stuff. Butt ass naked. You be like, how the hell am I supposed to have a meeting with a butt naked in the tub? Nah, man, come back, man. Let me know when you're presentable.
The culture at the label reportedly discouraged complaints, leaving those who face such demands with little recourse. On the Call Her Daddy podcast in 2022, Danity Kane's Aubrey ODay hinted at being forced out of the group for refusing to comply with certain non-talent related demands.
You at a very young age made potentially like 60+ million off of these platinum albums, whatever the number is, to this man who then turned around and to a network and everything. I mean, we had a hit show on MTV for 5-6 seasons. Then he turned around and fired you on national television for being problematic, bad for business, promiscuous was one of the words, I believe, and then left you out to die, signaled to the world that you're bad for business, and then let you out to die. You were fucking violated. Your entire trajectory of your life now had to go a certain way. And it's not a way I chose. I walked into record labels when I first was let out, and there's a whole story behind that.
Do you think he blackballed you?
Oh, babe, let me just say this. If I were promiscuous, do you think you would have had a problem with it?
So your refusal to take part in certain things.
I'm not suggesting anything other than what I just said. If I were promiscuous, as he stated, as a reason of me being this problematic person, ready for firing, do you think you would have had a problem with me being promiscuous? The language and the fact that it was aired on the biggest network at the time to the world, and then they drugged me back and made me sit there and face him while he's in a towel in his $1 million home in Miami with a cocktail in his hand, and made me sit there and have to literally just be like victim shamed over and over again with they know this and she knows that and this is this and they ain't that and half the girls have turned on me and they're gonna continue on. One of them knows the truth and she's gonna refuse to go back. That one of them at the time was Shannon, and she did refuse to go back, and that made it so he couldn't replace me and keep it moving, which is what he was trying to do until he decided to do Dirty Money and then just act like he cared about Danity Kane in order to transition, allegedly. But like either way, like I've never watched my firing until I got home from Bali. I literally watched it on Instagram one night. I was going through old making the band clips. I just sat there and I saw this human that I don't even know. I look at that girl and I just feel so sad for her. I'm tough now. I don't take anyone's shit. I'm hard to love. My dick is
ODay described signing numerous NDAs and contracts that stripped away her rights, making it difficult to speak out about her experiences. She later told Rolling Stone, "The answer to what happens if you don't do what the executives want. I'm the full-blown story of that." Some former bad boy artists feared that defying Combs would result in being blacklisted from the industry. Brooklyn rapper Lenise "Babs Bunny" Wiley, from Combs' MTV reality show Making the Band, claimed she was blackballed after leaving the label. Similarly, photographer Bun alleged that her career suffered after she won a lawsuit against Combs for withholding Biggie photos, claiming a friend at the Fader magazine told her Combs threatened to pull advertising if they worked with her. Talk show host Wendy Williams wrote in her 2004 book that Combs tried to undermine her career after she posted an alleged compromising photo of him on her website. In fact, Gene Deal, who was traveling with Puffy at the time, claims indeed Puff Daddy got Wendy Williams taken off her show. He explains in this interview with The Art of Dialogue.
And she wrote a book some years ago, right? And she revealed that after she came back from LA from doing an interview with Tupac, she said that she had plans to play the Tupac interview on the radio, right? High 97. But she said that Puffy, he was one of the people that tried to stop her from playing it. What you think about her saying that?
Bro, you started the conversation earlier about what did I mean about the power Puff had. With the radio stations in New York, motherfuckers didn't breathe hard if Puff didn't want them to. If Tupac had anything salacious to say about Puff in that interview, and Angie Martinez told Puff or let Puff heard it, and he told them, you can't play it, they wasn't going to play it. Puff got one of the hottest DJs off of Hot 97 because she wanted to put up a picture of him getting his pants pulled down. You understand what I'm saying? Puff had power.
Speaking of that, right, I'm happy you brought that up. Kirk Burroughs, I did an interview with him some months ago, and he told a story about Wendy Williams. She got fired from Hot 97 because she had a picture of Puffy, and she was saying on air that she was going to reveal the picture. If you don't mind, because he told me the story, but he didn't go into detail. He never told me about what was in the picture. So if you don't mind, give me the story from your point of view, and what was in the picture, because for some reason, he never went into detail about that.
We were in Cancun, and we were on our way to the Island of Women. You understand? And this is all it was, bro. For whatever reason, dude was playing with Puff. He went behind him and grabbed his trunks and pulled them down. When he grabbed his trunk to pull them down, some girls that was taking pictures. They took that picture and emailed it back to Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams said she had him in a compromising position and like it was gay porn or something like that. And she was going to put it out. So they stopped her from putting it out.
And they got her fired from Hot 97 because of that.
Well, I think that We were in California at the time. And Puff was shooting a layout for either Rolling Stones or what's the other magazine? Rolling Stones, it begins with a B. Billboard, right. Thanks. He was shooting a layout for either Rolling Stone or Billboard when he had the white suit on. I was the one who put him in the damn pool. What happened is that Wendy had somehow shown people that email. You hear me? She's shown people that email. Puff told Hot 97 if they didn't get rid of her, you understand, before he got back in New York, that they was not going to get any music from any of his friends, any of the record labels executives that was cool with him. Everybody was going to boycott their station. We was out in LA for about 3 days before we landed back in New York. Wendy Williams was in the radio station in Philly. It was over for her. She was fired.
Music producer Easy Mo B claimed he faced professional ostracism after disputing a credit Combs gave himself on a song they worked on together. A former Combs employee warned, "He's someone you don't want to make an enemy out of. When people go against him, they get ostracized." For some, the fallout from Combs' actions was severe. Francesca Sparrow, who joined Bad Boy Entertainment in 1998 and rose to become Combs' right-hand woman, claimed in a lawsuit that Combs fired her in 2010 due to age and disability discrimination. Sparrow alleged Combs froze her out after she took time off for hip surgery and rehab. According to a family member, this blacklisting led to significant health issues and ultimately contributed to her death in 2014. Combs' 50th birthday in 2019 was a grand celebration, with top celebrities gathering at his lavish Holmby Hills home. It was a testament to his multifaceted success in music, fashion, television, and business. Yet behind the scenes, his alleged abusive behavior was beginning to surface. Cassie Ventura's lawsuit brought to light years of alleged physical and sexual abuse by Combs. Her friend Tiffany Red recalled witnessing Combs' abusive behavior towards Ventura. Ventura claimed that Combs' head of security and his assistant cried when they saw her injuries. She described a harrowing incident in 2018 when Combs allegedly raped her in her apartment, leading her to finally leave him. Ventura's lawsuit alleged that Combs' abusive behavior extended to her friends as well, with one friend allegedly dangled over a balcony by Combs in 2015. Other allegations against Combs include a 2017 lawsuit by personal chef Cindy Rueda, who claimed Combs subjected her to inappropriate behavior while serving meals during sexual activities. In 2019, model Gina Hoyne alleged Combs beat her and offered her $50,000 to terminate a pregnancy. These incidents, while initially overlooked, have gained renewed attention in light of Ventura's allegations. The Detroit-area Jane Doe, who sued Combs and his associate Pierre in December, hopes to hold them accountable for a pattern of abuse and cover-ups. Her lawsuit highlighted another Jane Doe who alleged Pierre groomed and assaulted her while she was his assistant. In early February, producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed a lawsuit detailing a toxic environment while working with Combs, including drug use and threats. As more accusations come to light, Combs' once formidable empire is unraveling. He stepped down from his cable network Revolt TV, sold his shares in De Leon Tequila, and faced public and legal challenges. Federal investigators are now examining potential sex trafficking and racketeering charges against Combs. Combs has always portrayed himself as a survivor, But this time, the allegations might be too numerous and serious to escape. His legacy, long celebrated, is now shadowed by accusations of abuse and betrayal. As the truth unfolds, Combs faces a reckoning for his past actions, challenging the image of invincibility he once cultivated.